So the first preseason game is finally behind us, and even though we didn't get to see some of our favorite superstars out there on the field because John Gruden said so, and other players had cold feet, not gonna name them, but we got to see a lot of the young guns duke it out against the LA Lambs. There were a lot of ups and there were a lot of downs to this game, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. This right here is a new segment I would like to call the ups and the downs to the Raiders versus Rams preseason game.
You tell them one thing, just win, baby.
So before the game even started, both teams sat their starters. I understand that it's only preseason and we don't want to get anybody hurt, but we want to see our players play no matter if it's preseason or regular season. We got to start off with a down. Following that, after the coin toss, Jonathan Abram and Clelin Ferrell ran 60 yards down the field to go pump up the Raidernation. This right here is something that they would want to do in future games. Clelin Ferrell hinted off that this should be a tradition for him and Jonathan Abram to go out to the Raidernation and get the crowd pumped up before the game, and for that we got to give it an up. Not too long in the game, we got a lot of young players playing. A lot of people were excited to see. One guy in particular that I really wanted to see was Isaiah Johnson, 4th round pick by the Raiders. I actually wanted to see him play out there, but he took a knee to the head and was concussed and was out for the rest of the game. It was a huge blow for the Raiders just to start the game off, so sorry about it. That's a down. DeAndre Washington was one of the players that a lot of Raider Nation penciled in to be cut by this team, but he came out and showed out in this preseason game, ran the ball hard, caught the ball in the backfield, and even scored a touchdown on the first drive. After his performance in this game, it's safe to say that he's pretty safe for now. That's an up. Now Derek Carr did not play, but we got to see the backup quarterbacks play and see how they fare in the real game. Mike Glennon, the quarterback that everybody says looks like a science teacher out there playing football, I gotta give it to him. In his first drive, he looked confident. He stepped up in the pocket, moved around the pocket, got the ball out, and made plays to his receivers. And for that, that's an up. But staying on Mike Glennon, since that first drive, he did not look the same. He was underthrowing wide receivers. He even threw 2 interceptions that really deflated those 2 drives. There was a lot of plays that he could have easily made touchdowns if he guided the wide receivers down the field, but he didn't do that. And for that, his overall performance since the first drive is a down. So De'Mornia Pearson-L was the main return man on special teams. Other than his big return that he had in the game, his overall performance on special teams was quite disappointing for me. I didn't see a lot from him. It's safe to say that Dwayne Harris has his job on lock because the former AA star over here, not too good. That's a down. So I want to talk about the wide receivers as a collective group because overall performance by every single wide receiver was great. They all had their moments to shine. I was actually surprised how good they were. From JJ Nelson, Keon Hatcher, Ryan Grant, Marcel Aitman, Keelan Doss, every single one of those guys showed up, and we had more caught passes than drop passes, and that's a good thing for this offense, especially for all these young receivers that are looking for a spot on this team. They all look hungry out there, and for that, we're going way up. Now the fullback position has gone extinct in the NFL, and not a lot of teams are using fullbacks or utilizing fullbacks as much nowadays. The Raiders have always been known for having fullbacks like Marcel Reese, Jameis Olawale, Keith Smith, and now undrafted rookie Alec Ingold. He caught all 4 of his targets. He went 4 receptions for 22 yards, and what more can you ask from a fullback? He was a great safety blanket for this team, and for that we gotta go right back up. Man, I forgot to do my laundry today. Wait, that reminds me. There was a lot of laundry on the field on Saturday. Man, flags going left and right all over. Like Oprah, you get a flag, you get a flag, you get a flag. Hey, you want a flag? Okay. It was not a good showing for the Raiders because we had 11 penalties for 127 yards, and that is unacceptable. That's a huge down. Now I can say there's a lot of people in this world that inspire me to be great. Guys like Nipsey Hussle, The Rock, Jesus Christ, and even DJ Khaled because he has the keys. And speaking of keys, let's talk about Arden Key. He had a lot of great flashes out there on the field, pressuring the quarterback, even getting a sack. He had 3 tackles, 1 sack, and 2 QB rushes coming from last year. A guy that was getting so close to the quarterback, and now he gets a sack in his first game. This is only the start to something special. Before the game, he was one of the key players I put on watch. No pun intended. You guys see what I did there? But he was one of the players that I put on watch, and I wanted at least a sack from him. And he went out there and got that sack. I think you guys know there's only one way to go, and that's up. So the Raiders have one of the worst defenses of 2018. One of the reasons being there was no talent on this defense. A year later, looking at it today, we have a lot of young defensive players that are hungry to play the game of football. And you guys seen it out there. This defense held the Rams to only 3 points and held them to under 200 total yards in the game. That's crazy because Mike Glennon himself had 200 yards passing just by himself. So this young defense put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Not as much as I thought they would, but they did good enough stuffing the run, even playing good on the ball with our secondary. Overall, this defense is going all the way up. One guy I want to pick out from that defense is undrafted rookie Anthony Rush. Now, I didn't know nothing about this guy coming into this game, but after this game, he made a statement. He wanted to show the nation and the NFL that he's somebody to worry about on this defensive line. Now standing at 6'5", 340 pounds, this defensive lineman had 3 tackles and 1 tackle for loss. And he was a big presence on that defensive line. And if you watch the tape, you'll see they would have 2 guys trying to block this dude and he still get through them. Now he still has to work on that speed. But for his first game, he really put himself on the map for the Raider Nation. That's an up. Now, we didn't have a lot of starters playing in this game. Not even our 24th overall pick, Josh Jacobs, didn't even play. But we got to see the other 2 first-rounders play in this game, Clelin Ferrell and Jonathan Abram. They didn't put up a lot of stats, but their presence on that defense was really great. From Clelin Ferrell's ability to get around that defensive line and be smart and even get a nice tackle on 3rd down, Clelin Ferrell really did great in his first game, and he's only going to get better from here. Jonathan Abram, on the other hand, is just a heat-seeking missile running all over the field, calling plays, communicating with his defense, and showing everybody where to go. And this guy is just putting his body out there. He wants to hit somebody. And just for that, that's another up for me. Now James Butler had the opportunity of a lifetime out there on the field. He had the most playing time out of all running backs. I don't believe that he made the most out of his opportunity. He had 11 carries for 29 yards for a 2.6 yard per carry, and he failed to provide a spark on this offense. I wish he could have did more on this offense, but it didn't seem that he could find the right hole, and it didn't seem that he could break any tackles. He was going down after every single tackle. It kind of sucks because I took a picture with this guy. You guys see right here. But I was expecting a lot more from James Butler. And for that, we're going down on this one. Now the man, the myth, the legend, Nathan Peterman comes into this game, and on his first drive, he rushes for 50 yards and ends that first drive with a touchdown to Keelan Doss. If you guys know me, I support Nathan Peterman. He came out, brought that energy, and that's an up from me. But just like Mike Glennon, since that first drive, we didn't hear much of Nathan Peterman. It was dink and dunk season from Nathan Peterman. So I gotta go down with that one. But if we're talking about turnovers, Nathan Peterman didn't turn the ball over and didn't even throw an interception. So I'm gonna give that an up. If Derek Carr was to go down in a game, after the performance from these backup quarterbacks, I can say we're in trouble. The overall performance from these backup quarterbacks has gotta be a down. In the 4th quarter, the Raider Nation was going wild, and there was a wave going around the O.Co. I believe it went around the Coliseum about 20 times. That's the energy that I like to see in Oakland. And obviously, the Raider fans, we always stay lit, and we always keep that energy. And for that, Raider Nation, we're going all the way up. Last but not least, the Raiders won this game 14-3, and you guys know where this is going. This is going up. Now, looking back at the tally, we have 8 downs and 13 ups. Overall, this was a great game for a lot of these young players, and I was really pleased seeing this performance out there. Overall, this first preseason game was an up. Alright, Raider Nation, that's all I have for you guys today. What do you guys think about this video? It was a new segment that I wanted to add into this, and if you guys do enjoy this, then please hit that like button. If we can get this video to about 200 likes, and if we do get it to 200 likes, then I know that you guys enjoyed this video and you guys want to see more. And I'm trying to play around and see what kind of videos stick with you guys, because I want to get a weekly format. And this is something I could do the day after the game, giving you guys my ups and my downs. Did I miss any ups or downs that you guys may have thought of? Drop it down in the comments below and let your boy know. And if this is the first time you're watching this video, you guys know the deal. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon button just to notify you guys when I upload more videos just like this one. Alright, Raider Nation, this is your boy Small Raider, and your boy is, yeah.